There are so many people out in the world content with following the masses. And there are others, leaders, the ones who challenge the rest. These souls will never be content, and eventually, they become those individuals that we admire the most. No one wants to experience rejection or separation from those around us, especially from our friends and family. We will go through incredible lengths in order to evade judgment and to fit into our society just perfectly, so that others around us may view us as normal. Now, don't get me wrong. Fitting in has its place in society, and it always will. Conformity on some level will always be part of human nature. If we were all radically conflicting on all of our thoughts, views, and beliefs, we would most likely never accomplish anything great as a species. So if the goal is to have a quote-unquote normal life, who sets that standard? If a normal life was established by the laws of our society, then we can say that normal is relative to whatever society you live in. Let's say you live in China. Then normal would be living within a communist leadership, paying very close attention to family legacy and honor, as well as learning calligraphy and Chinese Kung Fu. This lifestyle is much different than our experience here in the Western culture. And if you were to move to China, you would soon find yourself conforming to those same social standards. It is this natural drive to fit in that makes it difficult for us to explore our own personal potentials, because of a fear of standing out against what we consider to be normal. And it's within this process of fitting in that we tend to alienate those who don't. It is the reason why we try so hard to fit in, because who wants to be judged or rejected? We would rather walk, talk, and act like all the others if it means we would not have to experience that type of discomfort. This has always posed a problem for me though. As much as I wanted to fit in, I never gained any feeling of self-respect from doing so. I found that when I became overly concerned of how I looked, dressed, and acted, what I purchased, and so on, I became greatly dissatisfied with my life, and one day it made sense. I understood that the only way I could truly love myself and have genuine self-respect, not that painted on kind, is by becoming true to myself, highly aware of my own thoughts and actions, realizing that I would have to actually be willing to make those hard life changes, no matter what the cost short term. One of the single hardest changes I have ever had to make involved cutting out who I thought were my friends, recreating and understanding what it is to have a true friendship, not one based upon judgments, insecurities, and the want to be around others. It really came down to being alone, and I knew how important it would be for me to become comfortable in this state. The feeling of being alone became overwhelming at times, but eventually I started to become accustomed to those feelings, and as the feelings of loneliness faded, something else took its place. I became aware of myself and became less like the others around me. I started to think about my creative human potential and what I could achieve in this life. My sense of self-respect increased 1,000-fold, and my imagination was ignited. You are growing and developing. You are raising the standard in your life and the quality of your end products. You are creating waves because you inadvertently expose insecurities in others. You are, in a way, with your successes, making others feel deficient, where they in turn judge you. And this is the main reason why most of us would not pursue our dreams. It's because we are afraid of what others will think of us. We have become so afraid of being rejected that we will do anything in order to save face and personal image with those around us, investing so much time trying to fit in that pursuing our dreams would be going against everything we have been for the past however many years we've been alive. So I think as an individual, it becomes important for each and every one of us to start the thought process. Starting to think about your potential and what you could achieve in this life. Beginning to observe those closest to you asking the question of, Are these individuals living life to the fullest? If the answer is no, then you're most likely not living your life to its max potential either, just for the simple fact that we tend to become what we're around. If you truly value your life, this one life you've been given, I think you'd be willing to make any and all changes necessary, regardless of how uncomfortable they may be in the short term, so that you can create the lifestyle that you desire. The loneliness, the anxiety, and the unpredictability of it will be the battle you will have to face, and you will have to face it alone. You are on a path now that most will never walk. Even through all the hardships, it's okay. You will make it through. You will become stronger and more resilient internally, where in turn, you will achieve a greater ability to better handle those external battles. As long as you still have life left, you still have a fighting chance at becoming everything you were ever meant to be. Great, yes. Remembered, of course. But just fitting in? Absolutely not. So don't fight to fit in. Fight to stand out.